I guess it's okay because, well, what's happened, the hot years have cooled a bit. So it's like I can go through life now and there'll be a double take here or there, or someone, what I really appreciate about I guess the celebrity aspect of all this is the fans that have followed me, and the rest is, if I went on, you'd be bored to tears. But what happens was that when you're learning, you drop them a lot. So everything that I would drop eventually would split open. I'd have to eat it. Hence my good health. Thank you.
Hello, Richard.
Sir?
Talking about going back to the concoctions, your MacGyver years, I was wondering, during that time, did they ever come to you and say, Richard, this is how you're going to save the day, this is what you're going to build, this is how you're going to do it, and you thought, yeah, that's never going to work?
Every week! God. My favorite example of the credibility factor was MacGyver's, some bad guy locks MacGyver into a jail cell out in the desert by an airport. Details. And so he locks me in there, and there's no way to get out. What's he gonna do? What we had established on the way in, there were some things that you see that we'll come back to, obviously. One of them was a horse tied to the thing, and there was a bicycle, and a bucket of something else, and dot, dot, dot. So MacGyver's got to get, somehow get away and do stuff. So what he does, I'll fast forward, takes his belt and probably something else, item of clothing, makes a rope, throws it and loops, somehow miraculously loops. See what I mean? Yeah. Gets the bicycle and drags it close to him, and he starts breaking it down, breaking it apart. And there was a time when I had to do all these voiceovers to explain everything. It was just so insulting, I thought, to the audience, because you can see what I'm doing, but there were some elements in retrospect that did need to be explained. This one, I swear to God, kept me laughing so long. I get the bicycle in, I break it down, and the voiceover basically instructs the audience that if the bicycle's made of magnesium, and if another part of it's made from manganese, by this time we're going, what? What are you talking about? No bicycle's not made of, oh my God. Did anybody see that? Because I was dying. And I had to voice it over with a straight face. So anyway, the idea was to, if it's made out of manganese or whatever, then you could use one of the pipes on the frame and another part of the frame pipe and hit the manganese onto the magnesium, whatever, and create a spark, and out of it you would have a blowtorch. So I could cut through the bars in the jail. That's my favorite episode. Anyway.
I wanted to thank you for entertaining us over the years. I wanted to ask you, what happens to MacGyver and his son at the end of season 7? Like, where did they go? What happened? What
They drive off into the sunset.
And what?
And we're Yeah, on our motorcycles, we drove off somewhere, and we disappeared for about 35 years, and then apparently he came back with a new series on CBS. And he's lost a step or two. Now, we didn't answer that, and I haven't really given much thought. You can fantasize whatever you want. That's part of the joy of an imagination.
Thank you. I wanted to ask, was the mullet your idea?
Yes. It happened somewhat accidentally. I don't know if I should share this. I had always had long hair. I mean, since the minute the Beatles came out and they hit the States in '64, '5, '3. Anyway, coming over there, I started having long hair. And it was a constant fight with my parents. Well, my mom anyway. My dad was a man of humanities, and my mother was an artist, so I couldn't understand why she wanted me to have a skinhead. But that's what they preferred. So anyway, when I get into junior high school and the Beatles came out, I let it go. Flash forward, still got long hair, and we're doing the early stages of MacGyver. And the weeks go by, we're doing more episodes. Guess what? The hair gets longer. And it keeps going. But it started to get like this, like unmanageable. And so I kept having to fix it. It wouldn't match on camera. So because I had to keep doing this, and if it didn't match, we'd have to do it over again, and if it fell. Anyway, so the hairdresser cut the sides off so it wouldn't, I wouldn't have to do that. But the back kept growing, and they didn't see fit to trim it up. Now you go so far with that, it becomes impossible to suddenly chop it off, because things have to match, and there's a sequence, an evolution to the character and his look and all that business. So it was kind of an accident, and then I just didn't fight anything anymore. Henry Winkler, here's why it was so blonde at times. Henry Winkler came to me, and I'm going to say the word S-H-I-T. Is that okay with you guys? Henry Winkler came to me one point and said, Richard, would you mind if we put some highlights in your hair? Get some highlights in there, because your hair is so brown it looks like shit on a stick. For which I thanked him. But they put in some, the same guy that made the accident cutting, made the accident in bleaching, and it was, I swear to God, it looked like Billy Idol for a week. Anyway, it's obvious that I care a lot about how my hair looks. But that's pretty much the evolution of that. And then, there was Rod Stewart. There was the coach for the Kings at the time. Boy, if anybody knew it in this crowd.
Yeah.
And Barry Melrose, thank you.